Flesh by Carl Hyacin, retold by Dennis Tackle and Matthew Kegley. Noah goes to the jailhouse to meet his father after he sunk the Coral Queen because he assumed Dusty Newman, the owner, was dumping sewage into the ocean. Noah hated to see his father locked up for what he did. Noah asked him why he won't let his mom bail him out. His response was because he needed to be there. Noah's mom said he'd lose his job, which he told him. He'd been driving a taxi for a year and a half since the Coast Guard took away his captain's license. Noah's father said he was only sorry that his son had to see him like this and that he could control himself. His father was born and raised in Florida while his grandpa owned a charter boat and passed away when he was little. That's why he loves the ocean so much. They weren't sure how he died. They couldn't get his body back for a funeral though. His parents met after going to court for speeding and Noah was born in a car. His sister Abby was born 3 years later. Abby and him have a sustained relationship and Abby watched his mom while Noah watched his dad. Though Noah needs help sometimes, Abby and Noah always pull through watching Dad. Dusty made a deal with Miccosukee Indians to build a casino property in the Keys. Noah's dad couldn't even call the Coast Guard because it didn't work. He thinks someone is tipping Dusty off. Noah was happy it was summertime so he wouldn't have to face the other kids all at once. But when he was at the marina, the bully, Jasper Newman Jr., Dusty's son, was there. Jasper tried to start a fight, but then his father came and stopped him. At first, Dusty and Noah's father were fishing guides, but when he came back from Colorado, where he worked in the summer, he sold his gift. Noah went to live speaking because he was a former Coral Queen employee who could testify for a price. He had to give something because he knew his mom's paycheck wasn't enough when his father was in jail. Lice told him Dusty fired him for stealing Shelly away from him. Mom thinks Dad is like another child, so when Noah came home, she was chopping onions, so when she was crying, she could just say it was the onions. Several years after Grandpa Bobby died, he left money to his children, but Payne left it to Dell and Sandy, Noah's aunt and uncle. Noah was scared because Mom was getting ready to leave Dad. By the time Noah visited his father again, the Coral Queen was already totally fixed. The lieutenant likes Noah's father because he plays chess, but really he's only pretending to. When Dad asked about Abby, he said that she said he needed professional help. He also asked about the visit to Lice. He told him he could exchange the bonefish gift. Secretly, Noah wanted this gift. Noah also learned that Dusty treated Shelly badly when they were engaged, so she went to Lice. Noah also learned a news reporter was coming to their house. Noah later went to Shelly's house after going to Thunder Beach. Shelly told him not to lie when he tried to get out of staying. She told him because people lie, trouble happens. He was about to tell her everything, but then Lice came. Mr. Shine, their lawyer, came by the next morning. Noah went to Snake Creek to fish, and he met Mr. Shine, their lawyer, came by the next morning to their house. While he was there, Noah went to Snake Creek to fish, and he meets a lot of people there. But when he came, there was no one there. While he was fishing, Jasper and his friend Bull, because he never tells the truth, came in a John boat. Jasper started teasing him and hit him in the eye. He didn't fight back because his father said fighting is for people who can't win with their brains. Noah took the hook when they got back in the John boat and casted it between Jasper Jr.'s shoulder blades. Bull ran back to help him, and they started to sink the boat. Abby told him to always go with Tom and Rado, but they were on vacation. Then Miles Umlatt, the news reporter, came. Then he started asking about the law enforcement. No one knew he wasn't crazy, he was just compassionate. When Noah saw Abby, she told him Mom was talking about divorce. Noah was going to tell Dad about the divorce, but then Noah found out Dad was doing a news segment for Channel 10. Then Noah went to Lice's trailer. He offered him his father's gift. Then they rode by Jasper and Bull on their way while they were hauling the John boat in Bull's real world. When they called Noah a name, lice turned around Noah's bike and spilled the oil from the John boat. Abby and Noah snuck out to the marina. They were scared at what they saw. Dusty wasn't dumping any sewage. Then some man came and started choking Abby. When Abby was a baby, she used to bite, and she still did. Then Abby bit the guard on his arm. When they came back, the light was on. When they woke up, they saw Dad's article. They were mad, partly because he was comparing himself to Nelson Mandela. When Noah went to the jail, he told what he'd discovered. He told Noah he was afraid the Coast Guard would start snooping. He told about Lice giving a statement, and Lice was coming over to take the skiff. He went to the trailer when he didn't show up, but only Shelley was there. When they talked about it, she said that someone came and Noah thought it was the same man that choked Abby at the marina. When Noah told her about everything, she said that she could probably help. When Noah was home, Mom and Mr. Shine were talking. Abby told him the judge is going to test him in case he's crazy. He also told her about the news segment Dad was going to do. Abby started fake crying as if she fell off her bed, while Noah took his fishing rod and yanked the satellite to the ground. But everyone heard, and one of her so-called friends gave her a tape of the show. They left to their rooms, but then we heard the divorce word when she was talking to Grandma Janet. Noah snuck out to the marina. When he went to try and catch the Coral Queen, the guard, the same man who choked Abby, was there. Eventually he snuck onto the Coral Queen. Then Noah found a rag of poker chips and accidentally dropped them, so the guard came. Then he ducked next to the stool tank, which he found was empty and rusting away. Noah watched the tape of his father's interview and was quite surprised of the more sensibility his father had showed. Then Mr. Shine stopped by. When Noah tried to discuss if his parents were going to have a divorce, Mr. Shine refused and ran out of their house. Then Noah tried to fix the satellite, but Shelley came in and told him to get in her Jeep. Shelley told him that she was cleaning blood off her car and that she thought Lice might have been killed, but she told him she was still going to help him. She told him about how she asked for her old job back from Dusty so she could help. Noah got home, he told Abby everything. Noah had a nightmare. When he woke up, he found his dad, a jailbreak, sitting by his bed. When Dad was at breakfast, he spilled his whole fake story to Mom. Mom told Dad Mr. Shine's good news. He would act as if he was a maniac, and Dusty would drop all the charges. But the sheriff was telling the judge to evict him, so he was in big trouble. But still, the judge still didn't sign the papers yet, so he was in even more trouble. But then she said to turn himself in, but he refused. But just then, when she said that, the cops came to their house, and Dad rushed out. The sheriff said he had just had to get the paperwork fixed, and he gave him back his belongings. Noah went to look for Dad and found him at Thunder Beach. Dad told him all about the place and what it meant to him. He told him why he should come home and about life speaking. He told him about why it wasn't his fault at all when he got killed. Finally, he told him about Mom asking for a divorce when he wasn't cooperating at all. On his way home, Jasper punched him for what happened. Dad was okay, except he was on house arrest. One day, Shelley came while Mom was gone. She told them Dusty was dumping again, and that the guard's name was Luna. Dad had to get his taxi back, and he told Mom Dusty was back to dumping. That night, when Noah wasn't sleeping, his mom came to his room and asked about the divorce situation. Then she went to speak to Abby, but she was gone. Noah told Mom where he thought Abby had gone, and Dad had taken off the ankle bracelet to go find Abby. When they came to Dusty's sloop, they knocked, then barged in. They asked if he'd seen Abby, and he said no. Dusty accepted it when Mom made Dad apologize. Then he asked about if Noah was giving Jasper trouble when he knew about what was happening. Then Luno came, and Dusty asked about Abby, and he said he hadn't seen her. Then Dusty asked about the anger management classes, which they talked about. Luno took them to look around the marina. Right before they left, Dad threatened Luno. Then, as Mom was speeding down the road, Noah's dad yelled stop. That's when Abby was standing right in the middle of the road, saying, "How about a ride?" The next morning, Abby showed them the tape, but it was not very visible. Then, soon after, the deputy came. They didn't know how the police knew, but Noah's dad got arrested again for taking off the electronic bracelet. After what happened with Abby, he said that he wasn't going to do anything crazy again and try to live a normal life. When Noah got back, Abby and him went to Thunder Beach and saw Shelly again. When Noah saw the can, Shelly threw at a guy who asked her out in the water. Even with dusty sewage out there, he went out to get it. Then, when he saw a loggerhead turtle in the water, he waded back out to try and scare it away, which he did successfully. Shelly then told him about Billy Babcock, a man from the Coast Guard who owes Dusty a lot from his gambling addiction, so he tells him of surprise inspections. They decided not to get any of their parents involved in what they were about to do.
Noah's dad, paying his release, he started working for Tropical Rescue, a rescue team to find stranded people at sea. The only reason he liked the job was the boat and the sea. Abby and Noah went to Shelly's trailer to tell her their plan. When they were going home, Bull and Jasper pushed their bikes into a couple of trees. Then when Bull grabbed Abby, she started biting his ear. Jasper put Noah in a headlock and tried to negotiate with Abby. Then some pirate-looking guy forced them to stop fighting and let Abby and Noah go home while he talked to Jasper. That night, they went fishing for dinner in the new boat and caught lots of fish and watched the sunset.
Abby used her $57.16 to purchase all or most of the fuchsia fruit coloring. Of course, to dye the poo from the Coral Queen. They purchased it with the cashier in slight confusion, but they both hoped for the best. They went to Shelly's afterward to discuss more of the plan. Shelly advised them about the bottles and confessed the ideal operation. Both Noah's mom and dad didn't know about the operation, yet believed Dusty would get what he deserved. Noah and Abby had their plans ready, and sooner would begin what they had always hoped to complete, Operation Royal Flush. This would hopefully and finally bust Dusty and the Coral Queen. Noah's mom and dad went out, which then Operation Royal Flush was able to begin. Noah and Abby headed out to get the Blue Dingy from Murata's place. They encountered his bulldog, but quickly raced to the marina. The sign for the operation would be Geronimo, as Noah said. Noah went and Abby stayed. Everything went perfectly until a lady, old and underweight, forced through into the operations station, a woman's bathroom. Noah ran and raced, surprising Shelly. He came from the casino and dodged Luno and his guards. Noah dramatically ended the operation with a jump off the side of the casino boat. Noah felt the water rushing through him. Simultaneously, he came out of the water, looking for Abby. Luno looked for him, but only got a glimpse when he came out. After a while, he got knocked out by a manatee. He sooner got hold of the Blue Dingy. They felt happy, but only for a few minutes. A storm began out on the sea. Worst of all, the engine was dead. All they could do was hope for the best, as they dodged the bullets of casino guards and the storm. The next day, they woke up in the middle of the water. They were distracted by the boat reaching towards them. As they got closer, they saw it was their dad with the pirate guy man. Tropical Rescue had rescued them. Lastly, Noah and Abby were introduced to their long-lost relative, Grandpa Bobby. Noah quickly phoned and reported to the Coast Guard. It would only be soon until Dusty got busted. Grandpa Bobby showed Noah a picture of when he was only 2 years old. He also criticized the people from whom he worked for. They were greedy and selfish. They stole from him his Amanda Rose boat, and he disliked them. They all talked together, Noah's family, like all families should. Noah and Abby were presented with both souvenirs, good ones too. Noah received a gold coin chain, and a pair of emerald earrings for Abby, all from Grandpa Bobby. Then they all headed out happily to see Thunder Beach and see the results of Operation Royal Flush. After Operation Royal Flush, Abby and Noah showed their mom, dad, and grandpa the results, dyed poo. They all were at Thunder Beach and were amazed. After all, it was illegal dumping. Noah and Abby consulted with Shelly about Royal Flush, and with great thanks. But at Shelly's house lay two men. Billy Babcock and Lice Peking. Vice wasn't dead after all. He was just scared of the deal with Noah's father. Not to mention it was like a small bomb that had exploded into the trailer. It turned out Lice still wanted Shelly. Later, they encountered with Jasper Jr. and Bull once again. Bull begged Jasper Jr. to apologize to Noah, just so he wouldn't get bitten again. Also, they saw the chain necklace around Noah, which agitated them from the pirate guy. It was hard, but Jasper Jr. apologized. Noah smiled and let them go, feeling he had overcome one of his greatest fears. The article of Island Examiner spoke of the crude inked poo. Grandpa Bobby noticed, but took that off his mind. He wanted to speak with his family more. Though he was reminded of his Amanda Rose, owed and passed away wife. There was a tragedy with the conversation and Grandpa Bobby, but Noah's father went to go and comfort him. Then Grandpa Bobby took Noah out fishing, like good times with Noah's father. It was better, the water. Pure, they discussed. Nothing important, but not much unimportant either. Mostly about history. They ended with Grandpa Bobby when he will come back, but said it would be better if no one knew he was alive. Noah's dad was rewarded $1,000 for Dusty's crime, though Noah still didn't tell him that it was him who phoned the Coast Guard. Dad got a chance to get his captain's license back only if he had completed his anger control therapy, which didn't work out. Dusty was going to reopen the Coral Queen. Noah and his father talked about it and what he should do about it, but his father fractured 6 of his 10 knuckles, punching through the doors. He got casts and wondered how could this be happening exclusively the next day. However, a detective, Lieutenant Chucker, came and claimed that Mr. Underwood, Noah's father, burned down the Coral Queen. What was that all about? The detective replied it was arson, and he said no more. Shelley informed them about the Coral Queen fire. They went to the Coral Queen Marina and saw its grand opening. Dusty had invited everyone in town. The detective still suspected Dad was the culprit of the igniting crime of the Coral Queen. Noah and Abby talked about the false crime, but soon Lieutenant Chucker was talked out of it. But Noah's mom showed him the bill for the casts, which were for injuries, not burns. They all were discovered that Dusty kept bundles of cash in the boat, cheating in the gambles. Also, Dusty's son, Jasper Jr., was actually the one who had ignited the fireworks within the cargo. Of course, Dusty got busted for it. The whole family went out the next afternoon over the ashes of the Coral Queen. They felt happy Dusty had finally been busted, and Noah held up his golden coin in remembrance of his Grandpa Bobby, while looking at the heavenly sky.